Stop. What's up? What's up? What's up? Welcome back to Blazy B, where I'm Blaze and I'm B. And today I want to talk about Spanish. Spanish is a very cool language that I am fortunate to know and be fluent in. I mean, right now, please don't quiz me. Not my greatest Spanish speaking moments, but I'm like, I still got it, I still got it. But so Spanish. How did I get there? How did I get to be la gringa loca? So you took Spanish in high school and you did all the Spanish things, and I was horrid and I thought I will never do this again. And then I went to college and I was studying international business and I thought, it'd be really sick if like I paired this with the language. Like that totally makes sense. And since I chose international business, I had to, as a requirement, study abroad. A requirement. I did that on purpose. Mom and dad. So I needed like a language to go study abroad to do. There was so many things and I wanted to do it all. So it's like, okay, Spanish. I've got a base in that ish, like, but let's do this. So I took a Spanish class in college, fine, great. Then I took another one that was like a hybrid thing, and you had to volunteer. So I had to like find a place in Lincoln that did volunteer work speaking Spanish. So I worked for the center of Guadalupe, and helped like teach GED lessons in English, but like Spanish speakers. So it was like kind of speaking Spanish, but not really, kind of helping pronunciation, going through definitions, things like that. Um, but you're like talking to these people, and I'm like nervous. It's like not my language. and but once you get to like talk to people in whatever language and like through body language, you really connect with them. And I feel like that's what I have like a gift of that is my body language and my just like you can understand what's going on because my arms are moving and my face is like and my you could see everything in my face. So it's a blessing and a curse. But that helps with a different language. You're really trying to converse with another person and figure out everything they're trying to say. And it's more than just the words that are coming out of their mouth. So I thoroughly enjoy that. And doing that as a volunteer thing, it was like, damn, this is cool. I got to know people. I got to do something different. I got to get out of my comfort zone and like try the Spanish thing. And I continued to do it post the course being over. I just kept doing it for like a year and a half. It was very cool. And then I studied abroad in Spain. So I spent a summer in Spain, like 6 weeks in Spain in Bilbao, northern Basque country, went to Deusto. It was incredible. My hostess, so I had like a host sister and a host brother, and he was like way older and not living with us, and then my host sister was like a month older than me. So I also turned 21 in Spain during my study abroad, and also it was at the running of the bulls in Paloma, like legitimately I was at the running of the bulls. We couldn't run because we're with the school, but on a field trip on my birthday, it was pretty friggin' sick. It was wild. It was crazy. But I spent a lot of time in Spain, and I really tried to get out of my comfort zone. My friend Katie and I, we would like go out with my host sister. Like we were tight with my host sister, which then opened us up to her friends and what they wanted to do. And we got out of like our little Nebraska crew that was just there, yeah, going to class and like doing the Spanish thing, but not making it like we want to get really better at Spanish. So Katie and I took that on. It was amazing. But like that's also a different type of Spanish. And once it gets to that point that you're kind of like, okay, I kind of got this, then the summer's over. And you're like, okay, cool. Back to the US, where do you use it ever? Absolutely not. Did I think I'd use it again? Not like really. I'd hope to do something, but I was still not like the confident person in Spanish that I like am today, slash I'm a little iffy right now. But so come on from Spain, go back to life. I mean, that's like 2012 summer. So then I had like completed college. off to Seattle. Okay, fine. And then when we did through Kiewit this Nicaragua trip where we built a bridge, and I met the Peace Corps volunteers, I like went down there to be like the translator, and I got my shit rocked. If anyone has ever felt like, sit down, be humble, Brittany. You think you got a minor in Spanish? Okay, great. You've studied abroad? Okay, great. Has it been years? Yes. Do you speak Spanish? Not really at that time. That like, whoo, I got basics around, but it was like, what is my purpose here? Like, I fucked up. I feel bad. But like that was the trip that ignited the whole my Peace Corps experience. So very thankful for that. But I feel like, whew, you get your shit rocked in a different country in a different language when you're just totally lost and you're supposed to be the one that's, not lost. Very cool, very fun. um, so I come back from that trip. I apply to Peace Corps again, and I end up moving to Costa Rica, right? So in Peace Corps, you are given 3 months at the very beginning to do your training. You are getting trained in your field and also in the language. So I started at like novice high, I think I tested into. So still very basic Spanish, very, very basic. And so that was our group, and we grew up and whatever. You had to get intermediate mid to move on and like actually be a Peace Corps volunteer. And then at the end, like once you're in a country and you are immersed in it, like first of all, my first business meeting was the scariest time of my life. Everyone is talking over everyone, and they're all just like talking fast, and there's things, and then they'd be like, Brittany, like, what do you think? And I'm just sitting there trying not to cry. Like, I that is a lot to pay attention to. And it's so crazy how you go through 2 years and then all of a sudden you realize you're at that same meeting and you're like totally in it. like you can hear everything, you're responding to things, and you've just grown through the language by experiencing everything we experience. Like I got deep into the community. I'm having deep talks. I'm making jokes. I want to be funny in a different language. That's like the coolest fucking shit, is to be funny in a different language. If you can translate that over, woo, because that's a different culture. That's a different type of joke. You have to like different boundaries, different verbiage, they don't hit as well in different countries. So that to me was like, whew, amazing. But then again, I get evacuated from Peace Corps. When am I using Spanish again? When? Tell me. I talk to my host family. Yes. Not as often as I should. Yes. My host siblings, they all speak English very well. Where they like to send memes in English, like everything's in English. Sick. Amazing. Then I go over and visit, and all my friends speak English. If they speak Spanish, I understand. Do I respond in English? Most of the time, badly. Very bad, Brittany. But then they understand that. So we kind of go back and forth like that. Everyone has this accessibility to English that I don't have to rely on my Spanish. But then now working in the coffee shop, I have now like new friends that are Hispanic, and they come in and they want to talk to me and they want to order with me because they know I understand them. And then I have to speak up, and I'm like, oh my God, it takes a lot to get back in the zone. You want to be the way you were. I felt so fluent. There was times I'm like, damn, I fucking got this. This feels so cool to speak a different language. And then now I'm like yearning for that time. I need to get back to like practicing and listening. Um, but man, Spanish is a roller coaster and it's just cool to do languages. Languages are a very cool thing in my opinion. I follow this one guy, he's a YouTuber, Xiao Mai. He speaks Chinese. He speaks so many languages and dialects of different languages. And then he goes to the streets of places and then he'll start ordering in that language and he'll learn them in like 3 weeks. He's kind of like, and it is, I've heard, once you kind of have one language, you get going and it's like your brain functions that way. You're like, pick them up a little bit easier because you see these patterns in certain things. So that's sick. And he does that. And it just brings people together. Language is so freaking cool. And to like learn someone else's language and then they want to help you. So, anyways, Spanish, I got to get better at it. I used to feel really amazing. But I do encourage anybody and everybody to learn a different language. It's fun. It's something. It's a further education in something, and a language is cool. And then you can be like, ah, I'm gonna go to this country because I learned this language, and see what happens. You'll be humbled very quickly, but then people will help you, and it's so cool. You'll have a bonding over that moment. So, yeah. Love Spanish. Love speaking Spanish. Scares the shit out of me, but oh, it's a cool bonding point. So, yeah, Spanish.